investing your lives in, and that means a lot. So I don't want to take that lightly. You know, you didn't have to bring him here. It would have been your loss, but you know, you didn't have to do that. No, I'm joking. Kind of. But I also want to thank you because having come out of an environment where I did not have a Christian family, so to speak, it was people just like yourselves who saw fit to invest in me, who saw fit to persistently bug me and love on me. And I would not be up on the stage if it wasn't for people just like yourselves who invested in me. And so I really do sincerely appreciate you for the work that you're doing. Also because I've been involved in both inner city, youth ministry, prison ministry, and I get it. I get the investment that you all are making. If you have not wanted to choke somebody, you're not in real ministry. Okay? But you know, so I totally get it, and I just want to encourage you, you know, to continue moving, continue fighting, continue going. I began a nonprofit called Reach Life simply because I knew the perils of what it meant to get involved from the ground level like you all are doing. And so I get it, and the music that I do, I always have that same perspective going in as I'm writing songs. And what I would just encourage you to do, for what it's worth, you know, what I'm encouraged to do regularly as well, is to rest. And when I say rest, I don't just mean take a nap, although I know some of y'all want to do that. But I mean like spiritual rest. I mean like when Jesus is in the scriptures and the Pharisees are coming at him for grabbing grain on the Sabbath, and he says, time out, hold on, I'm the Lord of the Sabbath. I'm the rest that you should be seeking, not some one day out of the week. You need me ultimately for soul rest. And I would just encourage you to rest in him. Know that all this investing that you're doing is not in vain, but at the end of the day, what do we sow and we water, right? And he gives the increase. Like we rest that he's going to do that work. We don't have to kill ourselves, you know, thinking, I didn't say it right, I didn't do it right, if we're investing, if we're faithful to be good stewards over what God has given us, man, he's going to do that work. And so I just encourage you to rest. Remember, these are not house plants that we're sowing and watering into. You know, you don't just sit it over here, put it in the sun, put a little water in it. These are trees. And trees take time to grow. And sometimes years before you see anything happening. And even after that, it's a long, tedious process of making sure that the limbs are growing right and before they're on solid ground and they're solid. But we all know that after all of that labor and taking care of it and God giving the increase, not only do we get a strong, sturdy tree, we get a tree that bears fruit. And so my prayer for you all is that your work will bear much fruit. Thank you again for the time you give us, and God bless y'all.